Scary, isn't it? Just like the short stories about legends and creepy mythical creatures, our featured story tackles not just the extraordinary background of Manananggal, Capre, and Duende. It navigates through the vast motives of their intention. Do Aswang see humans as a premium kind of meat? What is their real intention? And really, why us? By the way, I was the one running earlier.
Aswang is a vampire-like witch ghoul in Filipino folklore and is the subject of a wide variety of myths and stories. Spanish colonists noted that the Aswang was the most feared among the mythical creatures of the Philippines, even in the 16th century. But how does this story become relevant in the current century? Let's decode. The plot revolves around Teniente Guimo, a barangay captain in the town or in that era. He is the Teniente del Barrio, Spanish term for lieutenant. There are many variations of the story. Some say that the real place where it all happened is somewhere in a rural area in the province of Iloilo. Others claim it is a town in Dueñas or maybe in Capiz. There are a lot of versions of the story, but they all center around the common plot. Teniente Guimo and his family were rumored to be a family of Aswang. Her daughter, Maria, invited her girlfriend named Clara. Teniente Guimo planned out a feast day where Clara was supposed to be the main dish of the family. This is giving cannibalistic. Clara, the apparent victim of the feast, lacerated her way onto the room with her next action. The big twist. When she put her watch on the wrist of Maria, which was at that time sleeping beside her, Clara then wrapped herself with a blanket clinging to her life as she was at the verge of being chopped alive. Definitely a smart decision. Upon arising conflict and intense happenings, Clara separated paths to run away from the Nipa mansion. Eventually, help arrived and the family of Aswang has never been seen again. It was told that the family hide themselves from the public and fugitively hunting for another victim. Now that the anniversary of EDSA People Power Revolution awaits, let us lacerate into the reality of Aswang. Teniente Guimo can be compared to leaders who are monster in disguise. Not long after people unveil their true colors, leaders like him permits injustices. Relationship amongst the family matters, and rejecting wrongful actions has no place in their mansions. On the other hand, Maria, the daughter of Guimo, is an example of leader successors. They are full of pride and privilege. They do not know how to fight according to what is right. Most importantly, the barrio notices all of this, only to find out that they provided help because someone is at risk. That is the reality of doing nothing like curling up in the edge of a cliff. We just wait until we fall and eventually die to our own consequences.
How meaningful it is to commemorate the significant uprising happened in 1986 in EDSA. But just like the story of Teniente Guimo, we must identify who's the cruel creatures that up until now relentlessly make our society suffer at a maximal rate. This time, let us hold on to the power. The chance is in our hands. Create an action and be the voice of the nation.